Yes, sir. It's your boy Big O back on the block again. And I just wanted to do this little interview on the new song that I got out today. Today's the release date, actually, and it's pretty much open on all digital platforms like iTunes, Google Play. And so I just wanted to, share that with you guys. I'm lightweight excited that, I'm kind of moving forward in this journey of, just messing around with music. And so it's something that I do on the side and I love to do. So I just wanted to break down the song, you know what I mean? Because maybe people are questioning, like, what's up with this? Aren't you like a follower of Jesus Christ, or aren't you a Christian? And yes, I am. I am a Christian. I am a disciple of Jesus Christ, and that's where I get a lot of my beliefs. So I believe God has put me on this journey, and He's planning it out for me. And so I'm just going on His instructions as best as I can understand them. And so I really don't matter what the church leadership has to say or anything like that. This is what God has put me in place of. So I kind of want to touch bases on the song, man. It's a song that it took experience. What do I mean by experience? It's something that I experienced way back in the days, because I was a hustler, and I did hustle methamphetamines, cocaine, and ecstasy, and weed, and I sold all those drugs, and it was a way for me to get money. I hustled, and I was very good at it. Started from the bottom and reached to the top, and eventually I did move out the ghetto, and I made it out the ghetto. And so I seen through this experience, I seen all the details of it. So it's game that I have as a person. This just game I have under my belt that I can talk about. I'm not doing those things anymore. I don't sell drugs. And do I condone it? No, I don't condone selling drugs or any illegal stuff. You know what I mean? But I understand, and sometimes in life we just do what we have to do, I guess, and we end up suffering the consequences, because there is consequences. Pretty much the song is it's talking about hustling the grub. And when I was hustling, I hustled to make money and stack money and become a big person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be this big rich person, and sort of like a Master P type thing, or like an Easy E, where these drug dealers or these guys from the streets, made it big. And so obviously that didn't happen for me in selling drugs and all that stuff. But anyways, hustle to grub is, I hustle to grub, I hustle to eat, hustle to get things, and hustle to, grow. Because a lot of people, they like to hustle, but, sometimes a lot of people hustle for, the wrong reasons, to supply their addiction. Some people sold drugs just to, supply their own need, to supply their own habit. And so I wasn't about that. I was really about, making money and getting power and, all that stuff. But, whatever, that's just what it was. And so, I talk about, just the pattern of that lifestyle. You start getting into violent situations, and you have to react violently and do things just to prove a point, trying to get that power. And so that we had a lot of people sweating us, what I'm saying, because we were young people in the game. And so these older OGs in the area and everybody in the area, they didn't grow us up like the people that I grew up from 500 Block Lane Drive. Like, we didn't have no one to guide us, what I'm saying. It was just us kids growing up, and we just pretty much went through the process on our own. Like, no one really taught us anything. We had to learn it on our own, and so we were battling all these people. And so eventually we ended up sewing up the streets and putting the neighborhood on lock. But it's just the process where it's like, you know, I say at the end, you know, in my second verse, I say the word numb. And it's like I say the word numb because we numb ourselves, you know, and we don't care what the consequences are. We actually numb ourselves and we accept the consequences of, you know, whether I go to jail, whether I do a bunch of time, or, you know, whatever entails that that is, you know, contrary to, you know, to what we think should happen. You know, bad things do happen, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you end up getting, you know, shot or murdered or jacked, or, you know, like I said, you go to prison. And that's something that as a, you know, as a hustler back in the days, you know, I seen me and my friends, we were in and out of prison, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know, we did our time and got out and got back to the hustle again, you know, and that's a routine that happens in the streets, you know. It's just what happens, you know. We numb ourselves, we accept these things, and, you know, we think we're gonna get somewhere in life, and, you know, we think we're gonna get big. And, you know, I know there's some people that do get big, but, you know, for the most part, you know, a lot of people are suffering over, you know, hustling and selling drugs in the neighborhood. You know, it's because, you know, it's like you put all your time and effort into, you know, selling drugs, and you know, and you don't learn anything. And so, you know, after being in and out the system and really not having no education, it's like you're like you just dug yourself a ditch. Like, even if you want to get right, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just dug yourself a ditch, and you know, you really can't do much for yourself. So it, you know, it makes it that much harder for you to want to do good, if you ever want to do good, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got the stuff on your, you know, felony on your record now, and people don't want to hire you. And so, you know, it's a tough process, you know. And, you know, so, you know, if you're selling drugs out there, and you know, you're getting your hustle on, hopefully you get out right away, and, you know, eventually, you know, just do things right, because, you know, it really doesn't pay off in the end, man. I'll tell you that. Like, I had money, pretty good, decent money, and guess what? It's all gone. You know what I mean? And I've seen situations where, you know, you do have money, but once you get raided, the police take everything, and, you know, you got to start all over again. And, you know, that's what happens. I've seen a lot of people, you know, get their stuff took, but, you know, they do their time, come back out, and get their hustle on again. And, you know, so it's just a lifestyle out there, man. And I believe it's a trap. I believe it's something that's been set up for us to do so that we can eventually just destroy ourselves. And you know, really what it, you know, it poisons us, you know what I'm saying? It poisons our community, you know, and you know, we're just, you know, breeding, you know, dope fiends, and dope fiends multiply, and, you know, tweakers multiply. And, you know, what type of environment are we leaving our community in? You know, we're leaving in our community in a dope fiend environment, in a, you know, violent environment. And, you know, those things were created, you know, to destroy us, man. And so I hope that you guys open up your eyes, man, and realize that it's not the way to go. I understand, you know. I understand your rebuttal, or I understand you know, you're gonna want to say, oh no, I gotta do what I gotta do. I understand that, but understand that there are consequences, and, you know, don't numb yourself to those things, because eventually, most likely at the end, you're gonna lose. You're gonna find yourself broke. You're gonna find yourself hurt. You're gonna find, you know, yourself just in an ugly situation that you're like, man, I wish I would have listened to, you know, my mom's or my dad or whoever you had in your life. You know, I know it's not easy in the ghetto. Or, you know, so, you know, the song "Hustle the Grub," man, is just talking about my past, you know, and you know, and I'm not promoting to hustle drugs. You know, I own my own company now. You know, I'm a truck driver on my truck and trailer, and, you know, that's how I hustle now. I'm an 18-wheel hustler now, and that's how I get my money. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting your hustle on, you know, and making money and wanting to grub, and, you know, doing it legitly. You know, that's what it's all about now, is doing it legitly, man. Slow like a turtle, slow like a snail. You know what I'm saying? It gets you a long, long way, you know. And you know, it's like funny because you can make more money with a job at probably McDonald's than, you know, most of these guys out here hustling on the block and jeopardizing their life and putting their life on the line, and they really ain't really making that much money, man. Like, it's sad that, you know, we're lazy and you know, we want to be like a hustler, especially to like kids that are influenced by rap. Like, they want to hustle and they want to do everything they hear on you know, the rap songs and the CDs, and you know, just be yourself, man. Be who you are. You don't have to do all those things to become a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Learn to be creative in your own self, in your own way, and you know, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just want to, you know, touch bases on that. You know, Hustle to Grub talks about, you know, me hustling back in the days, and so I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, I don't condone, you know, selling drugs or anything like that, and you know, just because I don't condone it, you know, I still hang around, you know, drug dealers from some, you know, sometimes here and there, you know, and you know, I don't put them down or, you know, or anything like that. I just come around, you know, and hopefully they see that you're able to make it without selling drugs. You know, I've been out of prison now for, you know, 10 years, and I've been saved for 12 years. And you know what? God has been good to me. And so I just want to be a light in my community, man. I want to be a light in the darkness. And I want to do it by, you know, reaching the streets, you know, so that's why I made this song, man, really to just reach the streets, you know what I'm saying, to get back out there and let people know that, hey, you know, there's someone that has been through the game, has been through the process, they know what's up, and they're not acting too religious, you know what I'm saying, they're not, you know, trying to condemn me or put me down or judge me, but, you know, so I just did this song so that I could relate with people in the streets, man, and that's about it. You know, some people may, you know, people are always gonna have something to say, and it is what it is. I really don't, you know, I really can't let those things get to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta shine it off and let it be, because, you know, people always just, period, whether you're doing good or bad, always got something to say. And so I'm just gonna be me, who I am in God, and through Jesus Christ, and that's just the way it is, you know what I'm saying? So I hope that you just, you know, support me in this movement of, you know, trying to be a light in a dark place, you know, someone that's made it out the hood, and so now I'm back, you know, and so this is what I'm doing right now, just getting ready to, you know, I'm casting these songs out to the streets and stuff, and, you know, I got a couple more coming, but eventually my main album that I've been working on for like 20 plus years, man, is called Big O Back on the Block Again. And, you know, so I'm putting stuff in order, and I'm preparing it so that when, you know, Big O Back on the Block Again comes out, you know, hopefully you guys will, you know, purchase it and support the movement, and, you know, help me in trying to make, you know, our ghetto streets a better place to live, and, you know, to let people know that, you know, there is a way out, you know, through Jesus Christ. Or, you know, if you don't like that, then that's cool. You know, there are other ways out, man, and we have to learn to get out the trap, man, that's been set up for us to make us fail, man. And so this is some real stuff, real deep stuff, and so I take this stuff to heart, like, and, you know, I want everyone to do good, you know, and succeed, and you know, have a decent, normal life. You know, everything's not always grandeur, as they say. Everything's not always big, you know what I'm saying? So learn to be content where you're at, you know, be happy where you're at, and you know, that sometimes things ain't big. Sometimes we live average, or, you know, you're just medium average, or, you know, you're low or poor, but the main thing is that, you know, you're living. You ain't got to worry about, you know, someone trying to creep up on you. You ain't got to worry about, you know, going to jail. You know, you live at peace, and, you know, you're able to, you know, live a decent life. So I just wanted to share them things real quick, and hopefully you guys, you know, today's my release date for Hustle to Grub. I hope you guys go out there and purchase it. It's on all digital platforms. And yeah, your boy Big O, Hustle to Grub. You know what I mean? So stay in tune. Your boy Big O, back on the block again.